that is an example of the creativity the Simpsons is famous for, or the laziness that the Simpsons is famous for. Either way, hopefully it shows the innovation and sort of creativity that goes into the show and every facet of the show, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. I also will very briefly sort of talk about how I ended up on the show, how the show itself became the success that it is. I'm going to show you some more clips. If there's time left after that, I've prepared a little rhythmic gymnastics routine. I don't know if you're a fan of rhythmic gymnastics, but you will be in about 40 minutes, I guarantee. So anyhow, I'll start with myself and quickly sort of get to how I ended up on the show. I grew up in Calgary. Thank you for holding your applause. Oh, it's too late. The moment's gone. And I went to the University of Alberta. Oh, yeah. We're never going to get through this with all that applause. Anyway, I got a degree in biology from U of A, and every time I say that to anybody, they're always like very puzzled, rightfully so, because it's a very odd degree considering what I'm doing now. And I look back and I can tell you with certainty the only thing I really learned studying biology is there's no truth to the famous saying, girls love biologists. I have proven that over and over and over again. From there, I came to Toronto, to York University. Wow. When you're in Toronto and York gets less applause than University of Alberta, something is going on. But anyway, I went to York. I got an MBA from York, and as was mentioned, I worked in Toronto for 7 years in the film business. But from there, I then applied for and got a job in Los Angeles working for Turner Broadcasting. And I worked there for 2 years. And the whole time I worked there, I sort of found myself getting itchy to do something else. I later found out it wasn't my career aspirations making me itchy. I had very dry skin. It's important to moisturize. If you take anything away from this speech, please remember how important it is to moisturize. Anyhow, I'd always, even in Toronto and even in Calgary, frankly, I dreamed about becoming a writer, and here I was in Los Angeles, in Hollywood. This is my chance. So before work, after work, quite often during work, I would write stuff, try to get an agent, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And after sort of a year of making no progress, I kind of realized if I'm going to succeed at all, I have to try harder. So I did. I doubled my efforts, and I saw results right away, 2 times the rejection. Anyhow, I was lucky enough to meet Kathy Griffin. I don't know if you guys know Kathy Griffin, the slightly controversial comedian, but I'll say she's a friend of mine, and she helped me very much in that time. I met her, I started writing jokes for her, and with her help, she got me on the TV show she was in, which was called Suddenly Susan, and with Brooke Shields. It's Kathy and Brooke Shields. And for me, this was a giant sort of turning point in my life and my career, a giant, huge epiphany. For the first time in my life, I was working in like a creative environment with really smart, funny, talented people, and also Brooke Shields. Oh, she's back there and she's annoyed. Anyhow, Suddenly Susan was canceled, sadly. I know, Brooke, I'm sorry. She's bussing the table, so if you need more water, she will be happy. No, she's a lovely woman and a great bus person. Anyhow, so I got a job. I was very lucky. I went from Suddenly Susan to The Simpsons, which had already been on TV, and I've worked there for 18 years. I've written 30 episodes. I've won a few awards, as you've heard. But I would say in a sort of personal, here's The Simpsons, in a sort of personal career highlight, I once had the opportunity to whisper the proper pronunciation of Hebrew words into Mr. T's ear so he could record them for an episode he was doing. I by no means proclaim this to be a motivational or inspirational speech, but if anyone here ever has the opportunity to whisper Hebrew into Mr. T's ear, I suggest you take it.